day never turns out as you planned, does it? I'm David Stiernholm, and this year's final episode of the Structure podcast, Done, is about why it's still worth the effort to have a plan. But first, in April, I shared how I set up an automated podcast using AI from the newsletters I don't have time to read. Have you tried doing this too? If not, I published a map of all the steps I included on the Structure blog so you can more easily create your own version. Additionally, I added a short video as well, and you'll find a link there in the show notes. My trick for not having my plan for the day fall apart is not having one, said the jovial participant with a carefree attitude toward objections that I met when I held a course not too long ago. He told me that things often come up and that in every situation he does what lands in front of him or what comes to mind. Is there any point in having a plan when it falls apart every day? I often get that question, and sometimes someone declares that it's impossible to have any structure at all when the workday is so unpredictable. The illusion that I could make a plan and stick to it to the end was shattered long ago. Despite that, it is worth the effort to create a plan, at least a loose one, with room for the unforeseen events that I guess will come. Even though new things constantly come up that you have to prioritize and therefore may feel like you can't control what to spend time on, you also have moments and periods during your day when you can choose what your next task will be. That's when you want to select the right one. That's when the plan is your guiding star. It shows you what the right task is in a bigger perspective. It's the navigation function in your phone's map app that shows you the way to your destination. When you have to choose a task on your own, it may tempt you to choose the one you feel guilty for not having done, the one that stresses you out, the one you happen to see, the one you thought of, the one someone else is nagging you to do. It's not sure that that's the right task to spend time on at that moment. If you have a plan you made when you're not in the heat of the moment, you can rely on it. Then the chance is better because it's easier to choose the task you'll later be glad you chose. It was the right one after all. So even though things constantly come up, have a plan. Do this. If you don't already do it, make a habit of creating a plan for what you want to get done the next day. In the morning or right before you finish work the day before, choose the 5 most important tasks you want to complete during the upcoming workday. You can mark them with a star in your list app, write them on a separate piece of paper, circle them on your paper list, or something else. Also, right now, take 15 minutes to identify the most important things to work on and accomplish in the next 6 months. What new things do you want to create in 6 months? What needs your main focus in the upcoming months? What changes do you want to make in the near future? Visualize this more general plan in a format and place where it's easily accessible, and you can quickly check it against when making your daily plans. I have mine as a timeline connected to my vision, which is in mind map form. You can have a bullet list, a half-page long reasoning, or an illustrative image where your general plan is presented in a way that suits you. Because if you have a plan, it will be easier to choose the right task when you can. You'll reach your destination faster, instead of spending time and energy on things that lead you elsewhere. With a plan as your foundation, you take control of your time. You decide what you can influence. Instead of just happening, things will happen the way you want them to. Do you usually make a plan while competing with everything spontaneously popping up? How do you typically go about it? Tell me. As usual, you can reach me at david@stiernholm.com. My Christmas break starts on Friday, December 20. Therefore, this is the last episode of Done for this year. I wish you a wonderful Christmas. We'll see each other again on Monday, January 13, when both Done and I will be back. Merry Christmas.